Okay everybody, welcome to round 7 of the totally minted Polo Championship. Brought to you by DMJ Vroom Vroom, LWR Design, D.90 Air, streamer and commentator, and myself, WPR Hotlap, does the lap guides for this series. This week we are at Tokyo and we have got 2 track layouts to do. So the endurance first, which is the south loop. Let's get straight onto the lap. Very tricky braking on this circuit for this car, but it's not bad if you get it just right. As you can see, about 75 out, I have started braking. I think I stay in 5th, I'm not too sure. No, down to 4th. Hug the curb. As soon as you can get out without touching the barrier, you're good. And then a long run down to the next corner, so rev the engine right out here. And you'll be looking for just after the 150 meter board. There we go. Yep, just getting off the power onto the brakes. You're going to try to stay on this curb for your straight line braking down to 3rd. Cut onto this curb, go out a bit wide. You can cut onto this one, then go out wide again. Then cut right onto this one and cut this as much as you can without touching the barrier here. Nightmare, this barrier. This one, very tricky braking. I am braking just... Oh, let's go forward a little bit, see exactly where I am. Yep, just as this dashed line start, come off the power, get on the braking. I think I changed down to 4th for this one. Try to carry as much speed as you can. Could have been a bit closer to the wall wear, but that's okay. Again, powering all the way out for this one. Till you get to the downhill bit, then change to 6th. Hug the wall. Again, hug the wall if you can. I drift out wide to straight line this as much as I can. That makes it easier, because you do get close to that barrier if you're going full throttle. Again, just at the 150, start braking. Down to 2nd for the hairpin here. Onto the curb. Down to 2nd, then cut right back in late, get on the power and straighten the car as best you can, and rev it all the way up the hill here, using the most of your gearbox. And for the tricky chicane coming up, I will be braking at the 50. Yeah, on the 50, just starting to lose a bit of speed. You want to be about 115 through here, I think. Oh, a bit slow, but right on the wall, so that's good. Again, you want to be a bit more to the left. Take it nice and easy here. Be careful of this exit. And then down to 4th. And as soon as you can get on the power without touching the barrier on the outside, that's you sorted for the lap. Stay over to the left for shortest run to the line if you're qualifying. But there's your Tokyo. And let's go out of car and do it once more. So here we go. So braking just between the 100 and the 50. Oh, didn't realise I touched the barrier there. Sparks fly, and there will be all night in this track. Very hard to overtake except for your big braking zones coming up. So be wary of your inside, because you will end up turning into people here. There's the braking on the curb, and get onto the curb a little bit here. Just run out wide. Carrying good speed, about 60 mile an hour all the way around. Then get straight on the power. I should have cut right across there, would have given me a better line for this part. Again, braking, turning in. I could have been a foot closer to the wall there. I still carried alright speed. Full throttle all the way through here, and be very wary of slipstream. People will be catching you up through this one, and they'll be trying to take advantage of the braking zone, so make sure you've got a defensive line set up. Remember, you should only be moving once to defend your position, not weaving all over the track. Down to 2nd, wide entry here. Then as soon as you can, straight on the power. rev the car out. Be careful of pit exit here, people will be coming out. For this endurance part of the race, about 50, stay in 5th, hug the wall. Bit late on turning here, so that's why I had to get off the power a bit. But that's okay. Down to 4th. Again, that's a late turn in, a bit of a hesitant turn in there. Because if you turn in too sharp, you will clip the inside. But that's the south variation. We are now going to go on in a second and do the central clockwise. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, we're now back, and as you can see, we're at midnight for this race, for race 2, the sprint variation of round 7 at Tokyo, the central clockwork track. And this one is going to be very tricky in the dark, especially with the headlights on you. You've got to get your braking right around this one. It's very tough. So let's go. We'll go out of car first and we'll have a look, and braking just at that lamppost there. Carrying as much speed as you can. A very early turn in for this one. Get as close to the curb as you can. That bump unsettles the car. So you have to be wary of that because it might push you a bit wide into another car. As we're coming up the hill, we're braking just before the top of the hill. We're going down to 5th and we're trying to coast and carry speed just through there. That was nice. Rev the car all the way out in 5th, coming to this one. Very tricky downhill braking. Now we're getting down to 4th. Cut right into the corner of the wall. As the dashes start there, that's where you're braking for that one. 5th when you get to the top of the hill, and just keep it in 5th all the way down to the trickiest corner on the circuit. Halfway down the dashes here, that's where you're going to brake down to 4th. Get in, try to hold 100 miles an hour. And just after this lamppost again, stay in 4th. Cut right into the corner, and then as soon as you can, get on the power. A very fast lap for the small car here, a 1:19. It's not too bad, so we'll do it again, but we'll go in camera and I'll stop. In car even, and I'll stop for my braking points here. So straight line this. Then when you see this lamppost here, you can just see the part of the lamppost in the wall indentation. That is where I will move forward just slightly. Coming off the throttle now, right on the lamppost here. And you're going to go down to 4th and coast around the corner, carry as much speed as you can. And then get on the power without hitting outside. This one, you're just turning in right at that sign. Watch that bump. As soon as you get to the bottom of the hill, up to 6th. Straight line this as much as you can. And just about past that arrow, I think. No, still on the power there. Still on the power. Coming off the power just beside that grate. As you're coming up, very hard to spot that one. So just after the sign, you're going to come off the power. A little dab of the brakes to take you down to about 130 if you can, and into 5th gear. Into 5th. 130, lose some speed going around the corner, but that's okay. Rev it all the way out in 5th gear along here. And your braking point to spot for this one is very tricky because it's there. It's that lamppost with the arrow up on the wall. So it's just before this arrow here. As you can see, I'm just getting on the brakes. You want to go down to 4th gear and try to sling it into the corner as best you can. Run it out wide. There is your braking point. It's just the start of the dashes there. Stay in 4th gear. Try to get as close to the right as you can. I was very wide this one, so that cost me a little bit of time there. Rev out in 4th to the top of the hill up to 5th gear. This one's easy enough. Just stick on the inside. Stay in 5th. And when you're about halfway along these dashes, that's where I'm just getting on the brakes and getting off the power. And you're going to be looking to stay in 4th gear and cutting as right in as you can, and then plant the power as soon as you know you won't touch the barrier, which is very hard to do here. As soon as you know you're not going to touch the barrier, straight on the power. And your final corner here, I am braking just about here at this lamppost on the left. And stay in 4th gear, try to keep it above 90. Power out towards the wall, don't touch the wall. That is round 7 done and dusted for you totally minted legends. And I'll see you in the final round, round 8. Cheers all.